Hey everyone. Alright, so my wife and I have been working around the house recently, trying to get things cleaned up. We bought a pressure washer, and one of the things we've been doing is cleaning these decks. They're quite gross and covered in algae and all sorts of nasty stuff. So we were cleaning the decks, and we bought these chairs with the house. And they're nice chairs. The problem is, as you can see, they're quite worn. I did one other chair. I just got finished with it, and it looks pretty decent. So I figured this one I would film, show you guys how I'm cleaning this up. I'm just gonna pressure wash it, and that takes care of most of it. And then what I'm gonna do, I might buy some solution. It's a wood brightener, and put it on there, and then we'll stain it, and we'll have a nice set of chairs that we can set out front. So let me get to washing this thing off, and I'll videotape it for you, probably speed it up just so you don't have to sit through the whole thing at a slow pace. As you can see, just in that short time, how much stuff that took right off that arm. How much brighter that looks, how much more natural that looks. Got a little bit ways to go here. I'm going to work a little bit more at it, and probably film me from a distance. Alright, and there we have it. Nice clean chair, and we'll let that bake out in the sun for a little bit, dry off, and then we'll go to the next step.
Okay, so here's day 2. And I am going to work on sanding this down because right now it's kind of a death trap. It's really rough, bumpy. You can see lots of little fuzzies sticking up. Just not safe. So I tried starting with some I think it was 120, and it just ripped it up. So we're gonna go down to an 80 and work my way up and see what happens. So hopefully you can see this. The 80 didn't work. So I had to go down to a 60 and it's actually starting to work. Here's the two boards that I still haven't done yet. Still pretty fuzzy. You can see it real good here. Kind of funky. And here's the ones that I've gotten with that 60. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm really only worried about getting the spots that we would touch. I'm going to do the seat here also. I've already gotten these, and you can actually run your hand on it and not get a splinter. So yeah, I'm really only worried about places we can touch. I don't want my kid getting a splinter. So I'm going to keep at it. Alright, so I finished this one with went over it with the 60 and the 80, and just for clarification, I did do it all over the chair for these lower grits, just so that my stain sets a little more evenly. For comparison, I brought down the other one. It's going to be hard to see because the sun's going in and out. But if I put them side by side, you can see this one's all fuzzy. This one's not. Fuzzy. Not. So I don't know. I might not even worry about going to a finer grit paper because quite frankly this is pretty smooth. That was kind of a pain. But it is a little after 12:30 and I know I've got a hungry child inside. So I'm going to call it quits for now. Okay, I finished going over both of these with 60 grit and 80 grit. They definitely do need some higher grit paper, especially on the part where you touch. I mean, it is really smooth, especially compared to how it was, but I just don't want to take any chances. However, I'm going to call it quits for now. It is getting to be the hottest part of the day, and I've got some inside stuff I got to get done. So for now, there she is, one step closer. Okay, so here we are on day 3. I spent this morning finishing up the sanding. I worked my way with a with 150 sandpaper, just on these spots: the seat, the arms, and the back, both chairs. So they should be ready to start staining. So what I have over here, everything hopefully that I'll need: water, stay hydrated. This is some stain we already had from another project, so we'll go ahead and finish using that. Old t-shirt to wipe it up with, a couple different brushes, gloves to protect my hands from getting stained, and I found this at the hardware store, so we'll see how well that works. If that doesn't work, I'll just get a wet towel like usual. But we'll give these a try, see how much it gets off, and then I'll get started. Okay, so I thought I'd pause here and do a little progress shot. Got the back of this one done, and I am liking it. This is my first time ever staining, so I'm sure for any pros it's probably not the best, but I like it. I like the variation in the color. When I'm all done, I'll move it to the sun so you can get a better representation, but for now, that's what we're working with. Alright, here we are about, 2 hours later. I'm getting a side-by-side here of the one that I finished staining and the one that still needs to be done. Brought it over to the sun, so hopefully you can see it's got a nice reddish tint to it. Lots of variation, which I think looks pretty cool. I'm going to let it sit there in the sun for a little bit, probably move it out a little more even. Probably for the rest of the day, honestly. And then tomorrow I will coat it in poly and let that cure. And then we should be done. I've got to take a little break, go inside and cool down a little bit before I come out and finish this one. But there we go, halfway there. One thing about these projects is you never know who is going to come and decide to help you. But whatever the heck this thing is, decided I could use a little assistance. Gross. And there we are, 2 stained chairs. The one on over here is the one I did earlier. That's the one I did this afternoon. So now I just gotta wait for them to cure and dry, and then I can poly them. I really don't think you can see the color. It's much more red than it's showing up on my screen. A couple things I would have done different. I would have gotten a smaller brush, probably just like a little 1-inch brush, to get in between the slats. It's kind of a pain doing it with a 2-inch brush. Another thing, I probably would have worn long sleeves. My hands are good, protected, but if you can see, my arms didn't fare so well. Same on this side. That's alright, not a big deal. So I checked the weather during the break I took between 2 of them, and it is supposed to rain tomorrow now. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have to come out here this evening and poly these. Maybe after dinner. That would give them a good, I don't know, 5-6 hours to dry, which I think is what they recommend. So we'll see. Either tonight or tomorrow morning I'll be out to finish these up. Here we are, 2 stained and polyurethaned chairs. For now, the sun is still out. So I'm going to let them sit out here and dry, hopefully all the way before it starts to rain. If not, they'll be going right back under there. I still haven't decided about the second coat of poly. We'll just have to wait and see. Things I would have done differently. Still the wood conditioner. That would have made everything a lot easier, I think. I'm kind of okay with them not being perfectly even. I mean, you can see there's a lot of different stuff which the wood conditioner would have helped with, but this is a log cabin. It's not a McMansion, so I think, I don't know, I kind of think it'll work out alright. Probably would have doubled up on my bare back and body this morning, because there's a lot of hunching over involved in doing all this, and my back is a little sore. So I think I'm going to go inside, make some lunch, probably do some stretches. Thank you, Suzanne, if you ever watched this all those years ago, for teaching me how to do those properly. It's definitely going to come in handy now. But for now, that's it. I think tomorrow Jane and I will head out to the stores and try to find some nice bright colored outdoor cushions to put on here to kind of brighten them up. There, it's a pretty dark stain, so I think that'll look nice. That's it.